Hey everybody, Tony Stewart here with the Bike Lab OKC. As you can tell, I'm dealing with the same allergies going through the system, so I have that low post-nasal drip voice going on. Right now, a lot of the major racing is going on, OKC Pro-Am, Tulsa Tough, even more in June than we've had before. But it's also recreational ride season. A lot of the best rides from the Norman Conquest, Baptist Miles for Smiles, Dunkin' Dehydrator, leading into Hotter Than Hell, is where a lot of recreational riders are finally building their fitness, they're getting out and riding, and they're coming to us and often asking, okay, well, what are the things I can do to make my ride better? Something to pay attention to on a lot of these rides is they pick low traffic roads on purpose. It also means these roads are rougher than the average road. There's probably a 20-30 mile section of Hotter Than Hell that's all chip seal, and if you have a narrow tire pumped up to high pressure, you can feel the vibration in your hands every pedal stroke along the way. So we wanted to kind of go through the ranges of tires we have that people tend to like for that kind of riding. Now there has been a trend towards wider tires, so if you're still riding 23s, you're now in the minority. Most people have moved to a 24 to a 28 size tire, and it's for a couple of reasons. One, the narrower tire pumped up to a high pressure, as it hits rougher road, there's something called suspension loss, meaning that tire being so rigid is running into so many bumps, it's pushing back at you, and it's causing you to ride slower, and it's creating a lot more abuse up through the bike frame. Getting to a 24 to 28C tire is over top of a lot of that roughness, is able to be much smoother as you ride, which means you hold on to more speed. So that's where the wider tire ends up being faster, because it holds more speed on a rough road like that Hotter Than Hell chip seal, and it's less likely to flat. So we have some different tire options here I wanted to go through. Now one is kind of an extreme. It would only work if you're on a gravel specific or a cyclocross bike or an any or all road bike that we've seen come out that's real popular. It's a 32 Roubaix Pro tubeless with transparent sidewall. So it gives you that cotton look in a tubeless tire. It's 32C. I've been riding these the last few months and they are supremely comfortable. Very flat resistant, set up as tubeless. They're really nice to ride. Most of your regular road bikes will not be able to fit this, but I will say when you get to that kind of width of tire, you're also gaining weight. So accelerating up a hill, if you want to be in the faster group rides, this is probably too wide. This is too much. If you're looking for a long, easy ride, and you have something like a Diverge that can take a tire size like this might be your ideal tire size, because if you get to dirt or gravel, you don't have to turn around. The volume is still good for that, but you don't have any of that extra kind of gravel tread on there ready to go. One of the supremely popular tires for Hotter Than Hell or recreational riders in general are those who do not want to ever get a flat. They want the idea of getting a flat tire to be completely gone, and that is where the all-condition Armadillo Elite from Specialized is very good. I've done several gravel rides on road bikes and experienced zero flats using these. They are heavier, they are sluggish. They impact the performance of your bike for sure. So as you're trying to get up to speed, stay at speed, accelerate, even the smoothness of the road is compromised because of how thick the sidewall is. But if you want zero flats, $55 a tire, the Armadillo Elite in a 25C is very ideal. You won't be changing any flats. It'll hold up to almost anything you can throw at it. Going a step towards performance but still working on endurance is the Roubaix Pro. And I would say overall this is the most popular recreational tire we have in the shop. I've road raced these for USA Cycling Racing, and they've worked really, really well. So they roll fast, they're smooth, their sidewalls aren't so thick that they feel kind of rubbery. You actually feel the ability to kind of absorb the road as you ride. But they got good flat protection in them as well. So they're kind of that middle distance kind of tire. They've got performance cooked into them, but definitely some extra flat resistance for your recreational riding. The smoothest riding tire that we would have for this kind of riding is going to be the Turbo Pro 28. This will fit most road bikes, probably the biggest size that will fit most road bikes. But if you really want to mitigate that chip seal feel at Hotter Than Hell, it's going to be with a supple tire like this. It still has good flat protection, a little less than the Roubaix Pro, but the 28C size is going to help you be on top of all those bumps instead of plowing through them. And it's going to significantly smooth out the ride. One of the bumpier or more jarring riding bikes we have here is the LA Sprint. It's an aluminum bike with an aero seat post, so it already has a pretty stiff profile. I ride these on my LA Sprint and it smooths out the road considerably. So that's where a tire choice can help smooth out how your bike rides or change its characteristics entirely. Those are the 4 tires that we often recommend and we find riders really enjoy. Other option in the Continental line would be the Continental 4 Season, would be very similar to the Roubaix Pro. The Continental GP4000 would be very similar to the Turbo Pro, and the Continental Gator Skin would be very similar to the Armadillo Elite. We have both of those brands and those options here at the Bike Lab. So as you're looking to get a fresh set of tires for the major events you have coming up, those would be the ones we consider. If you have any other questions, please just leave them in the comments below.